Steve, what was the biggest difference in that third quarter? Towards the end, that 10-0 run to end the third?
Well, we finally got some strung together some stops, and then we had good pace to the game. Jimmy really took over the game at that point. But we got some guys out there with him who were really cutting, moving. Will Moses did a great job. I liked how Pat Spencer pushed the ball, and obviously Al, knocking down some shots and blocking shots. That was a good stretch, and that opened up the game for us finally.
Steve, Kuminga obviously having a breakthrough season up until the last couple of games, and tonight, not so much. Your thoughts on what's going on there?
Just a tough night. Every night is different, and wasn't his night, but Tuesday could be his night. So you just got to keep playing.
You guys, about to head out on this six.
Sorry?
You're about to head on this 6-game trip with a back-to-back right away, a couple back-to-backs on the trip. How do you feel? You guys are kind of playing right now, and also just physically, where do you feel like you guys are at for what?
Yeah, I mean, we're not playing very well. Clearly, we had a great fourth quarter, end of third, and then fourth quarter, the ball started moving. There was some flow, and but overall, we haven't played real well. But I'm very confident in this team. It's going to be a tough trip, as you mentioned, 2 back-to-backs. We kind of felt like, getting through this early part of the schedule in one piece, and if we're healthy and win our share of games, that it sets up the rest of the season well for us. So obviously we gave a couple games away, but all in all, we're pretty healthy, and we're going to get there. I can picture, the team. I can see what kind of team we're going to be, but we don't really have our identity yet.
Hello, Steve. A question for Canal Plus Africa. Back to Kuminga then. So you talked about tonight, but overall, how do you judge his beginning of this season that has been made of some ups and downs? And how different is he from last season already as a player, and when it comes to his melting with the team?
How different is who as a player?
Kuminga,
Kuminga.
From the last season.
Yeah. As far as the season, the beginning of the season, we feel like our record should be better. We probably let a couple games slip away, but we're finding out a lot about our team. It's been great to see Will Richard play, and try to incorporate Al Horford, let him get comfortable, and then J.K. has done a really good job. Here in the early season. Tonight wasn't his night, but I think he's had a good start to the season. We're giving him more responsibility, guarding the ball, and he's showing the growth that we had hoped.
Steve,
Janie.
Hi. Indiana was the last team that had not lost here. I mean, is that kind of a wild stat to you, or you don't? I know you don't see them regularly at Chase Center, but do you think about? Do you get a kick out of stats like that?
They've had our number the last few years, and we've had a couple games against them that probably we should have taken care of. The one last week for sure. But I know you're talking about their streak here at Chase, but they're a talented team. Rick's a great coach. They've just come in here and handle their business. So nice to finally beat them here.
Steve, you referenced earlier the tough trip, and you've talked a lot about trying to find the right lineup combinations and leaning on your depth. I imagine that's even more necessary on a trip like this. Do you feel like you're closer to having an understanding of the combinations you want, and how much will you need that in these next 10 days?
We're expecting Steph to be back Tuesday, and so that'll be helpful. We've had a lot of different starting lineups. We've kind of gone back and forth between Quentin and Brandon at times. I'd like to gain more consistency with the lineup, and I like Quentin out there. With that first group, he's played really well. His defense has dramatically improved. I think he's second on our team in plus minus. He gives us that shooter feel, quick ball mover, all of that stuff. So I imagine I'm going to keep Quentin out there in the lineup, and but we have to look at everything. Obviously, the starting group the last few games hasn't been great. It's a little clunky. You guys can see it, and so we have to evaluate everything. But I do like Quentin with the first group.
Will, the last few games, have kind of been fringe rotation to start, and obviously he's busted through in both games. Where are you at with him? I know there's like a rookie pecking order type thing, but obviously he's performed in his.
Will's been amazing. I didn't know a whole lot about him when we got him, but really early on in camp, you could see that he really knew how to play. I mean, he's constantly making the right cut and the right pass. He's solid. His fundamentals are fantastic. You can see all the experience he's had in big games coming in here. So Will is he's a ball player, and we're excited to have him, and he's going to contribute quite a bit for us this year like he did tonight.
Steve, how did Steph come through the workout before the game?
I assume fine. I mean, I saw him on the bench. I haven't talked to him about the workout, but he got a really good shooting workout in with Q, and he'll get another session in tomorrow before we leave for OKC. All right, thanks.
Thank you.